What's happening, everybody? Jay Shockblast here. And man, oh man, you guys have been begging for it. You've been asking for it. You've been wanting it, and here I am. More Lego Marvel superheroes. And I have to be honest, I've been done with this game for a while, but I know that it's basically the most popular game that I kind of have on my channel. And, I totally understand. And I just wish there was more I could do. And now here we are with an opportunity to do just that. That's right, folks. The hype is real. It is very, very real. And I am kind of starting to get into it. So my buddy Lego Alex, who pretty much, if you are a Lego video game YouTuber, he's probably your best bud, just like me. He kind of brought it up a couple days ago. He's like, "Hey man, have you noticed anything like about there possibly being, a Lego Marvel 2 announcement soon?" And I have to say, I was a little surprised by that because my answer was fairly simply no. I haven't really seen anything that stuck out to me. And even the things that he pointed out to me didn't really seem like they were anything more than the guys over at TT kind of giving a head nod to the news of the day. Little Ant-Man things, little Sinister Six things, Fantastic Four, all that stuff, was relevant because there's movies coming out for them. So I didn't really think anything of it. But then I started seeing lots of other people kind of, talking about it and bringing it up. And, then there's the guys at TT, specifically, Arthur Parsons, kind of acknowledging that people are talking about it. I mean, of course, you tweet at him. Of course, he's going to acknowledge that it's a possibility, or maybe shoot it down, or, claim there's nothing nefarious going on here. I don't know. But, I mean, it makes total sense because I know, Lego games are huge, and generally speaking, they've been able to pump out quite a few of these Lego games every year. If we look back to last year, 2014, we had Lego the Movie, we had Lego The Hobbit, and we had Lego Batman 3. I love Archangel, by the way, and this is one of my favorites in the game. I think it's such a great character, and I want to give it props again. But, one of the things that's obviously, that's 3 games, and so far this year, the tail end of last year, I should say, we had Lego Batman 3, but there's nothing else on the docket officially for this year. So that makes you kind of say, you have to know something is coming, and it's coming very soon. And I can't help but think, late this year, I feel like the Christmas Rush game is going to be like a premier franchise every year. And I feel like Star Wars is kind of off limits right now. I don't really anticipate there being anything Star Wars related, simply because they're kind of redoing everything Episode 7. So I feel like maybe that's the game for next year, maybe even early next year. And I know that there's been a lot of rumors, probably or possibly true, but still unannounced. There have been lots of rumors about Lego Jurassic World. I anticipate that possibly being a thing. But that could be like our springtime game, which, you'd think they would announce soon. But, hey man, Lego Marvel has been out for, a year and 2 months, a year and 3 months. So, and I can only imagine how insanely popular it is. I know it's basically, it's sold millions, and like honestly, I own it on Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4. I've bought it 4 times, actually 5 if you want to be technical, because I got rid of it on 360 when I got the Xbox One, and then I decided, you know what, hey, I need to have this back in my life. Quite frankly, I think I need one more achievement to get all 1,000, so I should probably go back and do it. But I look at this thing right here, like this roster, and I remember when this came out, like I was super excited because I'm like, man, look at all those characters. That's the most characters I think they've ever done. And now I look at it and I say, man, that's such a small group. Lego Batman has so many. And while I know I kind of complained a lot about Lego Batman, like some of the character selection, not the game itself, although, I don't think they'll do hub worlds ever again. I feel like this is the perfect setting for these games, having this, big open world city. The opportunity to make a Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 has never been better, because let's look at what's about to happen in the Marvel Universe. We've got Avengers Age of Ultron coming out this summer, and the possibilities there are really endless. Lots of new kind of costumes. You've got Ultron, you've got Scarlet Witch, you've got Quicksilver, where you can kind of use the Flash mechanics. I know we've already had Hulkbuster in this game, but still, yeah, still there's lots of real opportunity. I have a feeling Claw would be somebody that would pop up, since that's who I think Andy Serkis is going to be. There's definitely a lot of opportunity there just with that game alone, or with that movie alone. Then you've got the fact that you can do all the different Iron Man armors. Like, I know that there's a couple Iron Man armors here, but if you think about Lego Batman, you've got tons of different suits for both Batman and Robin and Joker and stuff like that. Well, Iron Man has like so many different armors, and he's got the God Killer armor, I think it is, or the Star Killer. I don't remember what it's called, from Guardians of the Galaxy. He's got that new white armor that you're gonna see. I'll get into that more in a second. And he's got just so many armors that you can actually kind of put in this. So I feel like that is a really cool feature that you can have. But on top of that, we've got Ant-Man, which, we've seen Ant-Man already in this game, but you can have more of the movie suit. Speaking of movie suits, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 isn't going to be out really anytime soon, but you've got all the movie suits, because as we know, this is what we have for Star-Lord, his Marvel Now suit. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's not my favorite version of him, but how cool do you think it would be to have the movie version of Star-Lord here? Then we've got Deadpool here. I mean, Groot's Groot. Gamora is... That's She-Hulk. I can spell, apparently. Gamora is her comic Gamora. Rocket is the old school comic Rocket. So, I mean, there's definitely... And Groot is just a tree. And Drax is Drax. I mean, Drax is Drax, Nothing too fancy. Ronin is, his comic version of Ronin, which, I'm good with. But, you can definitely work in the movie version of the Guardians into this. And on top of that, next year, we have Age of Apocalypse, X-Men Age of Apocalypse. So you can start working in tons and tons of different X-Men characters, different versions of X-Men characters. Really, there's a pretty endless supply there. Also, you can have Apocalypse himself. You can have different versions of characters. We already saw Archangel. We can see his, Horseman of the Apocalypse version. You can see Gambit as Death. Sunspot. You can have different versions of Sunspot, both as a horseman and as, Sunspot himself. He was, of course, in Days of Future Past. So there's a lot of different characters. Kitty Pryde, I'm sure people would love to see her in here somehow, some way. There's really, you've got even like the the all-new X-Men, the ones from the past coming into the future. But then there's the game changer. It's what Marvel is doing that I haven't really talked very much about, but I'm going to talk about it now. And, the main reason I haven't talked about it much is because look, Doc Strange, he's got a movie coming. Anyway, back to what I was starting to say. Secret Wars is coming, all right? If you've been living under a rock, unless you've been living under a rock, you must have seen all the different Marvel announcements with all the different, variations. The Ultimate World is coming into, the current world, and they are going to both become one. Everything is going to change, and this is where everything, I think, comes full circle. And I have no inside information. I am definitely not an insider by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a guy that spent lots of money on these games and enjoys the hell out of them. So I don't know anything. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely right. I could be a lot of things. But yeah, that's the best version of Hawkeye right there. Anyway, so Battle World. It's basically a big map of all the different areas of the new kind of universe, and depending on how I do for editing, I'm gonna try to put some pictures in here and stuff like that. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but so the Battle Worlds have all different sections of the map, and if you think about it, you don't have to have a hub like New York City in every game, but I think there's like 30 or 40 sections of Battle World, different areas. You can essentially have a storyline revolving around Secret Wars. And obviously that would imply that, the guys, the writers at TT are probably, in on all this stuff. They kind of have an idea of where the stories are going to be going. I mean, all that stuff is kind of settled at this point. I would think, I think they plan pretty far enough in advance. So, they can basically build the game and the storyline to kind of not necessarily coincide with everything that's going on with the Battle World and with Secret Wars and with that kind of convergence of everything coming together. But, they can definitely, incorporate all that. And because there's going to be so many changes, I almost feel like you kind of have to. And it's just the perfect opportunity to tell a really great and interesting story and have it so that, so many different characters from so many different eras can kind of blend in and everything. So, you can have so many different Spider-Verse characters. I mean, just think about it. There's really a lot of opportunity, by bringing that all in. So you're going to have the cinematic world, and you're going to have the new Marvel universe. You can have different versions of all the characters that require them. If you look at it, they've already set that up with the tech here. Look at this. You've got two different versions of Cyclops, two different versions of Jean Grey. You've got Phoenix. You've got, go over to Iron Man. There's all these different versions of Iron Man. So all you have to do is something similar to that, where the characters have their multiple versions. Here you go. There's Electro. Electro has two versions. So do the same thing for Star-Lord. You have the movie Star-Lord, and you have the comic Star-Lord. And then you have a classic Star-Lord. And you do the same thing for Nova. You have, Rich Rider, and then you have just Rich Rider, because that's the only Nova that exists. But seriously, there's a new Xandar, and obviously Nova would have to get worked in, and I hope that's the return of Rich Rider. But guys, I'm pretty excited about it now. Like, I really hadn't, it wasn't something that was on my radar, and I have to thank Alex for, like, really kind of, making me start to kind of get the wheels turning. And it's actually kind of got me fired up for the Secret War thing, because, right now there's so many pretenders running around as different characters. There's so many characters that are getting new focuses. There's just so many opportunities that are available. And Marvel's going to be rebooting everything. What better way to get people pumped up for these reboots than to have it tie into the video game world, especially the video game world where lots of kids play. You know, you need to understand that, hey, you know, there's a girl Thor, and there could be a girl Thor in this game, even though I really don't... I'm actually... I know I railed on that, but I've come around a little bit. Mainly I just hate her being Thor, because I don't think Thor is a mantle, but that's just me. So, you know, here are a couple things that I promise, and I dropped the ball, and I want to acknowledge some people, because I think that I'm not a competitive person, and I realize that I'm not the only person that does this, that there are a lot of other great, you know, YouTubers out there, like Pack Attack, like Blitzwinger. I know a lot of you guys probably follow him. Another one that I've been made aware of that I've kind of started to check out a little bit is game unboxing reviews. So there's lots of great Lego YouTubers out there. I know I'm forgetting some. And I have to say, like, one of the things that I feel like I dropped the ball on, and I hate doing videos of just images. I've started doing it with some of the new Lego Batman stuff that's coming out, and I don't generally like doing that because I like having some kind of gameplay to go with everything, but I feel like I want everybody to know how excited I am for this stuff, and rather than using old games to do it, why not just use the screenshots that you know, Traveler's Tale put out. I'm not trying to be an insider or anything like that, although if those guys enjoy my work and want to keep me in the loop, I certainly wouldn't argue. But I mean, I really do all this because I enjoy it, because I love it, and now I feel like it's time to help the hype machine. Like, if you love something enough, you should just do it just because, and I really want to do that. So whenever they start announcing stuff, I don't know if it's going to actually be this year, but I think when there's smoke, there's fire. So I'm hoping that is the case. So we'll see what happens, and I'd love to know what you guys think about my idea. I feel like what we could be seeing is their way of time. I mean, hey, they could do this Age of Ultron kind of theme. They could do this a whole new original story. But one way or another, if you look at this right here, and you think about the stuff that was going on right around when this game came out, you had Thor: The Dark World. So, of course, Malekith is in here. You know, you had The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, of course, you've got the Ultimate Electro in here. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of characters. You know, Silver Samurai is in here because of the Wolverine. I don't know if it's directly because of, but it kind of makes sense, you know? So, you got, you know, Superior Spider-Man, because that was a big thing that was going on in the storyline. You can have, you know, good guy Magneto in his white costume or his black costume. Like, I'm just kind of like spitting out loud at this point. There's going to be those Netflix shows. You can get Iron Fist in here again with, you know, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and Daredevil. I mean, there's so much opportunity as far as everything that's going on out there. But I just really feel like tying together the cinematic universe and tying together what they're going to be doing with Secret Wars is certainly going to be interesting. So let me know what you guys think. You know, there's so much stuff that they can do, and I, for one, am definitely looking forward to a Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. I don't know what the subtitle would be for it, but if I could just say one last thing before I sign out, please, no hub worlds. If you're going to do battle worlds, do one solid map that just transitions as you go. Or if you're going to do hub worlds, just make them all flat. The round worlds, I personally, not my thing. And I feel like it kind of detracted from the overall gameplay. And I think you guys have heard it enough that, that's something that a lot of your longtime fans really didn't enjoy about Lego Batman 3. I don't want to harp on anything bad because honestly, Lego Batman 3 is phenomenal. So guys, let me know what you think. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. It's got to be a thing. We know it's going to happen eventually. The only thing we need to know now is when. And I think it's coming soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And hey man, we'll catch you later. See ya!